So I think the appropriate way to regulate crypto is to recognize that it's a technology, not a product. It's a different technology for, in almost all cases, delivering a product that we already know in sometimes a more efficient way. Look, I don't know whether it's going to be worth a little or a lot, but I am at the point where I think the market can decide. There's enough, what I would say is efficacy in trading and the like, where we can get to that point. But in terms of regulating crypto, I've sort of been, it's a technology. I think the classification issues about whether a product is a security or a commodity are overblown. I think most of those decisions are pretty easy. To the extent that we are going to continue to wrestle with those classification decisions, I say get on with it. Let's have regulated platforms where you can put either, waiting until those classification decisions get decided.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Jay Clayton at the CFR. And those who have my book understand CFR. We're not going to discuss that one. But we know Jay Clayton was at the FDIC meeting when they were planning for the downfall of these small and medium-sized banks so they can bring in the new financial system. And like Jay Clayton said, he considers Bitcoin and crypto technology, not a product. And basically, they're taking these legacy products and putting them on technology, of course, which is blockchain. But we have Jay Clayton had the nerve to say that is overblown on whether a crypto is a security or a commodity. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. Don't forget, Jay Clayton is the one who took out the lawsuit on Ripple right before he was leaving out. But guys, we know that was all part of the plan. And now it's time for regulation. We know Gary Gensler has been kicking the can down the road to allow the emerging markets to rise first. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, we know the fourth industrial revolution is a plan, so that means that it moves in phases. And the next phase is collapsing the rest of these small and medium-sized banks and to take this commercial property that we see are zombie properties and move them over to residential. And we see the Biden administration already had the 5-year plan ready to go in motion. We have $2.5 trillion worth of commercial property needs to be refinanced over the next 4 years. And guys, I've been over commercial property time and time again. They're letting you know that commercial property is going to take a hit. Jerome Powell stated out his own mouth that commercial property is going to take a hit. They know it's going to take a hit, but what they don't tell you is they already have a plan in place. They're going to take these commercial properties and turn them into affordable homes. What's that going to do with the current property value? That's right, Lord. That's why I keep saying over these next few years, these $400,000 homes are only going to be worth maybe $200,000, if that. So if you bought a home over the last 5 or 6 years, you're going to be extremely upside down. And what you're going to want to do, get rid of it and go to an affordable home. And we know these layoffs are coming. And like I said, guys, with these layoffs, they have all these technology that's going to come right behind it. That's the reason why universal basic income is being tested globally. And these machines are going to cause hyper deflation. And that's the reason why holding the correct assets are very important. So yes, gold is $2,000. But if gold drops down to $500, it's still going to hold its value during hyper deflation. You'll still be able to have the same purchasing power. And that's the reason why gold and any asset that holds its value is going to be key in this fourth industrial revolution. Remember, the NWO caused the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with a solution. And we see them coming from behind the curtain, the IMF with CBDCs. They're letting you know they're ready to get this new digital transformation underway. But in order for them to implement the plan, we know we need that crisis. And in a crisis, you can do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. And the master magicians are about to pull it off. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
I'll start with commercial real estate. We, of course, were watching that situation very carefully. There's a substantial amount of commercial real estate in the banking system. A large part of it is in smaller banks. It's well distributed. To the extent it's well distributed, then the system could take losses. We do expect that there'll be losses, but there'll be banks that have concentrations, and those banks will experience larger losses. So we're well aware of that. We're monitoring it carefully. Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books, It's Time to Re-Educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.